Zarrin.
Good evening. Welcome to our show. I'm Bubba.
And we are the Filipinas. So, good evening or good morning wherever you are or whatever time it is there right now. Thank you for listening to our show. And here with us today is our speaker or our guest speaker, if you want to call it. Miss Zarrin Dabalos, and she's a COO of a medical distributions company here in the Philippines. Their 3-year-old company has grown over the years, and she's here tonight actually to give us an idea on how to a business and sustain it based on her own experiences. So basically, we're gonna tackle on tackle on how to start up a business here in the Philippines tonight. So, can you care to give us an introduction of yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. Hello to everyone who's listening. Dabalos, as Hanesha said, I actually my college friend with that, and I graduated at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, with a degree on institution management, and Singapore for 2 years, and after that I came back. That's when we started the business. So that's my short introduction.
Okay.
So,
So,
so
can uh-huh.
did you just go right from college to start
Okay,
your own
go
business?
ahead. From college and start your own business. Did you just come from college and start your own?
No. I worked in Singapore for 2 years.
Oh,
First,
okay.
yes, rested for about a year and a half, and then that's when we started the business.
Cool.
Anyway, so we prepared questions to ask her tonight about the company came into existence and everything. So first question I want to ask her. So just like she said, she graduated different it's different from what professions she is what do you call this pursuing right now. So I want to ask her, how did this company came in?
Okay, so the company came into existence because of my dad. Um, so when I came back from Singapore, he was actually asking me if we wanted to start the I'm telling him that I'm not ready yet because it's not really my background, but because he's been working in the medical industry for 30 years, and he realized that no matter how high and how hard he works, his salary will always be the same. I mean, he was actually president of one of the biggest syringe distributors here in the Philippines, and he's still working his as hard as when he was the lowest position. So he said, why don't he put up his own business and give all his energy for that. So since I'm the only offspring that has a management background. So he decided to business. Sorry, owner of the business because he can't own it.
Mm.
Yeah, because you can't own it. Because when you resign
Wow, nice.
from a company, you can't own a business for yeah for
Okay.
6 months to 1 year, I guess.
Mm.
Yes, and it's the same.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Also, yeah, that's why so he decided to put up a medical distribution business
I
because
can barely
that's
hear you.
oh hello,
It's better for me.
is this better?
Much
Sorry.
better. Now we can hear you.
Okay, so sorry. So I'm sorry. Is this better?
Oh yeah, sounds much better. It sounds great. Before it was like, wow, you could kind of hear your voice, but you couldn't understand what you were saying. It was almost like
Oh,
you. It was like you went across the room and decided you wanted to whisper.
okay. I'm sorry because I put away the mic because my voice is quite loud. So
It is.
I'm
You have a
afraid that
very loud
the
voice.
listener. Yeah. Anyway, so since he's been in the industry for 30 years. He decided to put up uh, a business that's in this industry, a distribution company of medical supplies. So yeah, that's how the company came into existence.
Okay, so did you have any needs? Like, for example, of course, in order for you to start up a business, you need a capital. So, how did you raise your? Did you have any financial support? How did you raise your capital? Educational, your dad or any manpower? What?
Yeah, so of course, if you're starting a business, definitely you will need financial support. So for the capital, um, we didn't have that much problem because daddy just resigned and his separation fee is quite high because he's been working there for how many years already. So yeah, that's what we use.
That's what we
Yeah,
started with.
for the capital. And we did need education. I did need educational support, of course. He has been always training me, not only him, but some of our suppliers, came to train us. We also needed manpower. For our manpower, we chose, of course, at first those who are close to us. We know these people. The medical representatives, we all know them. Yeah, because you need to when you start a business, you need someone you know you can trust. Yeah. So
Yeah, that always helps if you trust them. That's a real big plus.
So, of course, starting a business without any background of what you're doing. So, what are your fears and insecurities in starting up a business? Especially, you already mentioned that
Newcomer.
you're a newcomer and you don't have any background in business.
of course the fears and insecurities are always there. My fear is that I'm going to manage the business. I'm going to. It means that I'm going to handle all the aspects of the business because, for example, the financial aspect. We can't just give it. I still need to handle it first. So I only know some accounting. I only did some accounting courses, so I was afraid. For example, for the taxes filing and all that. That's really my fear. Like penalties for that. And aside from that, in this, I also need to go out and sell our products. products.
Related to our next question.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, actually, I think Zareen is lying because ever since I know her, she doesn't have any fears and insecurities. So I think she's lying. Anyway, the next question I want to know is, how did you promote, or your business starts with a small office space, a few stocks, and a few supplies. How did you start with that? Like,
Okay, so yeah, at first no, I was really thinking hard how can we market, or how can we penetrate the industry, because there are so many medical companies here in the Philippines. There are many hospitals, and of course when they have distributors already, it's hard to penetrate them. But luckily, my father has a lot of connections, um, and many of his friends really had a, was that utang na loob, debt of gratitude? I don't know. Did a lot of nice things for them, so it wasn't hard to sell our products to them. We started marketing the easiest product to sell, because they already established their brand here. Yeah, their name here, which is the Rumor Syringe. So that's our entry product. So we started with maybe 5 hospitals, ordering 1 box each. It's what do you call this? We really started small. Um, at the first year, we only have about 700,000 of sales. But when all those connections of my father was what do you call this, utilized or used, the next year it really boomed. Like it really grew. Yeah, the second year. So it's really important that you know someone in the field. You don't enter something that you know
You're not familiar
Yeah.
with.
Yes.
Mm. So from your from what you said, seems that word of mouth is really a very good stepping stone for expanders. For but do you, since for 3 years already said that it's slowly growing, do you have any plans of expanding it?
Yes, actually, expanding, meaning through additional products.
Additional
Yeah, additional products that we're gonna sell. We are currently contacting some principals from other countries, so that we will directly import their products. And right now we're still processing our import license and all that. So
is it
yeah,
harder now
yes, it's harder. It's very hard. It's
with the Duterte administration?
the processes here in the Philippines, especially with the government, is very, very hard. It will cost you a lot of money and time, and just obtaining a license. Actually, we just applied for a license for drug distribution, because we're planning on entering the pharmaceutical as well. So it will take about 6 months before our license comes out. So we still need to wait.
Oh, okay. So, do you have any system on sustaining it, or do you have any in your office? Do you have anyone who responds to the orders? Anyone who checks if the orders have been delivered? Anyone who would ask for feedback? Do you have something like that? Or like, do you assign, okay, you're in charge for this, or something like that?
Yeah, currently we have 3 people in the office. The other one is the one responsible for taking note of all the sales. So he's the only one who's allowed to make the invoices for the products that needs to be delivered. And the other one is the one monitoring the expenses and all the office related needs. And the other one is the one who delivers the collects the receivables.
It's nice to know. Anyway, so in a personal level, this shift of profession, of course, I'm also like we both started with the same level. Like I graduated from a medical course, and then suddenly I had to manage my own dental clinic. It's a lot different from what you study at school because we both graduated from a university, from a government or a public university. We're not really trained on business with business standpoint with business subjects. So this shift of career, does it give you, I mean, if you're gonna compare it to a normal job, let's say for example an employee job, does it give you freedom as a permanent job would, or does it not necessarily give you freedom? Because of course, you know what I mean. Okay, you have to
Yeah.
expand.
Well, the answer is both yes and no. Okay. It definitely gives you freedom. You can allot your time. You can choose
What time you're gonna
what
go?
time you're gonna go to work, but you really have to finish it on time. And even when I go home, I'm still working because when I go home, my father checks up on everything.
Mm,
And but you know, it's better than being an employee because
mm,
if you're an employee, when you suddenly have an emergency, then you can't just
mm,
leave. You need to
Well,
ask for file emergency leave, and it's up to the team leader or manager if they will allow you or not. So if you own a business, then you can actually when you have emergencies, you can attend to your emergencies and just finish up right after.
mm,
Yeah, and even if you can go on vacations and still work
mm.
at the same time. But when I was still working in the hotel, I need to be there for 12 hours. Yeah,
Oh.
but when I go home, I have nothing to think about. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think that's the only good thing. It's not my company, so whatever I did that day is already done. Unlike if it's your own company, then what you
Awareness.
do today, you need to recap on your mind. And did I, did I do something productive today, or did I do something wrong, or did I respond to that customer properly? Because in the hotel, even if you don't say anything nice to your customers, it's okay. It's not your company.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it just means you have a more liability, not liability, but it's a
More
distinct
responsibility
responsibility
at your own pace.
and account. Yeah, the accountability. That's the word that
Yeah.
I want to say. So, um, of course, if you own a business, there's you get uh, you have expenses. You also have income. So, what are the in your company? What are the precautions you keep? You take to keep the financials safe? Like for example, for us, I'm gonna give you an example. For us, in the first year, we don't have any precautions because we don't
Don't
have
have
a lot
any
of
income.
income. But na the second year, we started separating our own money
Yeah.
and then separating the company's money so that we don't spend our own money for the company's needs. So do you have that precaution to keep the company's financial or your own financial safe?
Um, yeah, actually, it's the same. In the first year,
Hmm. You don't
you're
really have
just
your own money.
surprised that you don't have money
You
anymore
don't
because
have
you also use your personal money for everything. And then for the next year, yeah, we also started opening, like for example, in this one bank we have two accounts. One is for the business and one is for our family. And um, so to keep the financial safe, we always
Make
we
sure.
always make sure that um, the money that's coming out is still acceptable with the sales that's going in. We make sure that the expenses is not more than what we earn because in the first year we just keep on buying and to be able to have clients we actually what do you call this
Can you
we
hear
get
me?
in hello yeah.
Okay, your volume has gotten real low again.
Oh, hello. Is this okay? Is this better?
No.
No.
Sa internet.
Let me see if I can see it. I am here.
Hello.
You ladies are just talking, so I'm kind of okay. See if that's
Okay. Hello.
Because
better.
Better.
like,
Well, now it went. You were for
Hello.
a second.
Is it better?
Iba yun, di pwede. Talaga yun.
speaker talaga dapat.
Is it better?
No,
No.
No. Hello.
I hear you, but okay, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Tom in Fredonia says he hears you fine, so maybe it's me. I don't know. But I am here.
Yeah, we
Okay, now I hear you real well.
we weren't hearing anything earlier. That's why we thought you were not there.
Iwan yun there.
Naka-on yung microphone.
Kailangan ilapit dito.
Mm.
How about this, Baba?
It's on.
Can you hear?
Lagyan natin. Taas natin.
Baba?
Ay, taas na. Salita.
Can you hear us?
Siya yung wala.
Okay.
Sure.
Wala tayong
Anyway,
signal.
either Baba doesn't have signal or we don't have signal. Okay.
I hear them good. My
Hi,
speakers.
Tom. Thank you. Anyway, so okay, that's kind of what should happen in our clinic. As I was sitting there a while ago, I don't have any patients. And that's why I was okay. I have to be aware of the finances because it's the same. I mean, if even if you're earning and you're spending much more than you're earning, it's like you're gonna end up having a negative or something like that. So
Sure.
now because it has a lot of typhoons here in the Philippines, a lot of the businesses doesn't thrive as much as if the weather is good. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm being really careful about and keeping up with the finances because we don't really compete as much as a normal financial
Yeah.
as a normal company that with a good financial matrix. And so that's what I was telling you about. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, does your business have to be your passion?
Oh, that's a hard question. Well, actually, I've been here I've been working here for 3 years already. I don't think that your business necessarily needs to be your passion. Because you will, when you do business, you will eventually, you'll like it, but there's a but. Um, it doesn't need to be your passion, but you need to have at least a little background about it. For me, I'm not in the medical business, but since my father has been there, I have a little idea, and sales as well. I have a little idea about sales since in our college days we do sales and marketing. So if you don't have any idea, it's not your passion. Have no idea, do it. Don't do it.
You're
Yeah.
meant to fail.
Yeah. So
I
you
got
should
a,
have. It doesn't. Yes.
I got a question.
Oh
Um,
yes. Okay.
Now, what permits and licenses do you need to get in order to get in to a business like yours, or really in general? I think
Okay.
most businesses.
So the first thing that you need to get is from the Department of Trade and Industry. It's its name. So you need to get a DTI permit. Um, so you just go to any office and apply for a name, and you you need to make sure that there's
No
no
other
other
company that
company,
is. Yep.
even like sounding same, it's not
You have to
allowed.
specify also.
They're so strict. When I already prepared about 10 names and all are not accepted.
talaga.
Yeah, so I had to, to make up. So that's why it's we have none. And then after that, you need to get a business permit. The business permit is to be you need to get it from the city hall. So for us it's in Muntinlupa, so you need to get it from the Muntinlupa City Hall. Um, so that one is the one costing much. Yeah, costing much. Yeah, it's every year the payment for that permit is going up.
Oh.
It's based on your gross income. Take note, it's gross,
Okay, so you
not
have to pay now. What is the tax bracket here anyway? I heard if you make under a certain amount, you don't have to pay taxes.
what? I'm sorry.
I heard if you make under a certain amount every month, you do not have to pay taxes.
Hello, Baba.
Hello.
Yeah, it's me. So for the tax bracket, it's different if you own a company, and it's different if you're an employee. If you are an employee earning, I think less than 25,000, you're exempted from the tax bracket. But if you are earning greater than 25,000 per month, you are taxed at 20%. But it's different if you own a business because you have different kinds of tax associated. Depends on the business that you are having. It depends if it's
Or non-VAT.
VAT or non-VAT. You have your quarterly, so it's taxed differently, and it's also different if you are a corporation, a solo businesses, or a sole proprietor, and if you're a partnership. So it really depends. And what Zach said, it's you have other technicalities to consider like expenses, um, employees, and many more.
Okay, now can you write all that stuff off on your taxes?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it?
Can you write a lot of your expenses off on your taxes?
No.
No, no.
Really?
Um, it really depends because so it really depends. Not all your expenses are not all your expenses are considered part of the business expense. So there are only deductible expenses allowed in a business. So not everything that you consume, especially the personal stuff or personal expenses, not included. So I think the government has a list of things that is deductible, allowable per
And it's only deducted during for the
yeah. So
quarterly tax
that's why.
income tax return.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Do you have any questions?
Actually, no, not at this point. I just wanted to know, I guess just basic questions. Because,
Mhm.
like in the United States, you could write off a lot of your operating expenses, or a certain percentage of them off of on your taxes if you own a business. So, like, what you pay your employees. Uh, a lot of times, people who start a home business do okay because you can write, you can, like for instance, a lot of people will have a business running out of their house because this way they're able to write off a lot of their mortgage
Mm.
as an operating expense, or at least you used to be able to.
Salary, parang cut cost, ganun.
So actually, meron talaga acceptable eh.
So, and I hear the baby crying. Excuse me for a minute, lady. Continue.
Well, there every way taxes. I think in every part of the world, especially here in the Philippines and out. But you should make sure that the tax that you are presenting is actually legally acceptable. Because if you always show that you are in the negative side, but your business is thriving, more likely than not, the government will look into your finances and probably will I will file cases against you. And tax evasion is really a big deal here in the Philippines. You'll be penalized more than what you earn.
What precautions? I mean, what do you make to you do to reduce your taxes? I mean, not it's not necessarily tax evasion, but
There
it's called tax management. Let's make it better because like for example, like accidentally if it's bag at
You're gonna have to pay 2550 M
2550 M
tax.
12% of what you're bringing. Tama, di ba?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah, but because we are not always associated with bad stores or shops, if we pay 12% from all our income, it's a disadvantage to our expenses. I mean, it's gonna take a long income. So they from corporation, their friend.
So we manage our taxes, it's well because there are some There are some clients that don't want to be taxed as well. So they don't want to be issued a receipt. So I think that's how, especially we have big clients and, Bambang.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Yeah, but, you know, um, but right now we're really not managing our tax. So that's why, that's we have to pay a lot of taxes.
Mhm.
this reason. I
That's
have
it.
a rental property. I can write a prepare
Right now, the status of the economy here in the Philippines is that my gosh,
Yeah.
every single commodity rose up. So it's just logical to manage taxes in such a way you're your company's expenses. Like for example, you for item for you buy them for $4. That's the time
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
fun.
compensate
Yeah, yeah.
for you.
that it just realizes yesterday it depends on where area,
Yeah,
what
yes.
area you are. Because in Manila, it's more expensive here than in Malabon. So this here is 6 to 50. When you go Ite area, no, it's around 52. I think
You have to be strategic.
there's something to be done. It's hard to say. Pahuli na ko. Mamakulong ako bigla.
When we actually had it we are gonna go I'm gonna go out of topic for once just so that
Government ba yan?
I can relate. So we had a cook off. We had a cooking challenge, and then I had to do the grocery, and it was 3 times as much as I was expecting because there is an increase in the price of all the vegetables because apparently a lot of the vegetables here in the Philippines don't survive in or super rainy weather.
Yeah.
So
It has become
so in relation to this, to the basic commodities, a lot of the companies also try to manage their expenses and taxes, solve tax evasion. But I guess I call this
tax
kind of
Yeah, currently some our products really, increase in price. Just increased last month and increased now again. So so sad. And that's true,
I can
my
relate.
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm not used to going buying this from the market or from the groceries because we usually get from our province or we buy from the
Girls waking up.
source area.
Who won the cooking challenge?
So there. So when we buy in bulk or when we harvest, we just get it and give it to other people. Then so when we had the grocery, I was shocked because the ginger was 20 pesos for one piece. And I just thought that 2 months ago, we're just giving off kilos of ginger every day. So that's how high
Groceries nowadays.
And on the
Oh, where's Baba? Hello, Baba.
Anyway, so for your question, who won the
I'm the
cooking
judge.
challenge? In my case, in my own judgment, I won the cooking challenge. I guess in that scenario because whatever I eat, it tastes really good because I'm really hungry at that moment. We finished the clinic at around 6 p.m. We had to do the grocery. And then I had to slice everything, and then I had to cook. I had to mix everything. So during the time that when we were gonna eat we had the same ingredients. It should we had
I can see, I can see.
any allowance to make the plating and everything because we were really so hungry. So I guess
Okay na.
bakit hello? Break.
Nakakasipag. Nahihila.
So I guess the one who won the
Wait lang.
challenge.
Tingnan natin na.
Mm.
Ulitin mo.
Hello?
Hello.
We have a better audio.
I hear you great.
Okay.
Why are they asking? Why are they saying that we are breaking up? We are breaking up.
Well,
I don't want to break.
some, sometimes I guess your audio does break up, but
I don't want to break up. Just kidding. We really don't know. We kind of have signal, I guess.
Do you have any questions, Baba?
no, I do not. Actually, normally I do, but I think a lot of them were. She covered a lot of them that I had. Just when she was speaking and talking about her business and everything else. Okay, I guess what is since you're all business owners, I think this is a pretty good question. Generally speaking, what is the average profit margin in the Philippines here in a business?
Percentage na lang sa
So maybe the average is about 20%.
20, 24%?
Oh, 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you grossed 1,000,000 pesos a month, then you would net about 200,000 after your expenses and everything else. Okay.
Yes. More or less.
Okay. Well, I think 200,000 pesos a month is still pretty good here.
Yeah, yes. It is quite big.
Okay. Oh, see, we're getting a few trolls. Interesting. That's comical.
I wonder how trolls come into existence.
It's just,
Uh,
it's just, I think it's just people who basically just miserable people got nothing better to do, and it's kind of their way of, I guess, they think it's humorous.
yeah, but I think when there are trolls, that it means that cities means they're listening to us.
The trolls hide
Yeah, exactly. They got to
behind the
listen to you to
anonymity
troll
of
you.
the internet to because so I
Or
yeah,
probably they have crush on Bubba.
maybe have a crush
Maybe
and
they are
they're
your
jealous
fans.
because you're speaking to three girls.
Same time.
Okay,
Probably they have a crush on
About
Yeah.
okay.
that's funny. Oh, okay. I think it's a lot of times it's one person. They'll have like 4 or 5 troll names already made up, and it's so you just keep on kicking them out, and eventually they have to start like a new Gmail account in order to get another. I think what is it, 6, 7, or 8 emails you're allowed to have.
Okay.
So, which I find comical because I'm like, man, you've got way too much time on your hands. He's working hard. Okay, you ladies still there? Hello? You guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Uh-oh. I think we lost you. Hello? Oh, it's just me. We did lose them. Oh, oh, there they are. They're back. That's funny. Hello? Hello? There you are. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. That's okay unless you own the internet company.
All right.
Okay. Can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, so guys, is you really need to think about the business that you're gonna put up, because it of time, effort. Don't want to lose that. You don't just when something is popular, then you wanted to copy that. It won't be as successful as but yeah, if for the young professionals, if you have, I'm sure a lot of our young professionals have fresh ideas. So just if you really want to put up a business, then just go for it. But you have to have you have to always have a plan B and not put everything, all of your fortunes into one, you know.
Put all
And
your eggs
aside
into
from
one
that,
basket.
yes, correct. And aside from that, if you really want to put up a business, then you really need to make an effort. It's not something that you plant and then it will the next day it will be a tree already. Um, because what I've noticed in the younger generation is that they're a bit impatient. So if you're impatient, then it's quite hard for you to make a business
Sustain.
successful or sustain a business. So yeah, just take the risk.
Now, I have a question. Do you ladies
I
know anybody who's like has a food cart business or started a food cart business?
Food cart.
I'm sorry.
Food cart.
A food cart, like a little food kiosk.
Yeah. Um, what about the food cart business? Sorry.
Do you know anyone
Do I know
who
anyone? Yeah, I know. I actually know someone who
already owns a
franchises.
franchise?
Is it working out pretty good for them? I would.
No, he's the one.
Franchise. Yeah.
Like yeah, franchise. Yeah. Uh, hello,
Hello, I hear you.
Baba.
I'm here.
Yeah. So what's your question again?
I was just wondering because I've been reading about it, and I think the biggest pitfall to that is you want to stay away from the malls until you're very, very well established, I think. Because I guess everybody thinks they'll get to a mall and they'll have it made, and, well, high rents in malls, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I also heard from my friend that he's actually not targeting the malls here in the city. His business is quite thriving in the provinces, in Bicol especially, because here in the malls here in Metro Manila,
Expensive.
it's really the space is expensive and branding, especially for the people, branding is very important. I mean, for an example would be a fries food cart. The one that is very popular is Potato Corner. But if you but there are other food carts that sells fries as well, and they have the same they get from the same supplier. The powder they get from the same supplier. But their popularity is not the same as Potato Corner, so they won't really make that much sales. So yeah, I think
Branding
for
is
that,
what's important. Is I think
you
branding, I guess, and location, obviously.
yeah, yes. They really need to establish their brand first before they can go into the malls.
Yes.
But since they're thriving, I think if these small food carts, when you put them in, like for example here in San Pedro, then they will be successful.
Okay, I think the big thing is a lot of times you have to have electric unless that stuff runs on gas, the machinery.
Yes.
So I would think that would be the biggest pitfall, and a generator makes way too much noise. So,
Yeah. It really,
although it would attract attention, but not the kind of attention you want. So,
yeah.
yeah, well, it's funny because I've been reading a bit about that lately because, it seems like it's very competitive, but I think the biggest thing to me would just be finding a good location.
Yes, correct.
I mean that is I think that would be about 75% of the battle. Would
Yeah,
be,
I agree with you, Baba.
and it has to be somewhere like for example, I think a good place would be like a bus terminal.
A what?
A
A
bus
bus,
terminal,
a
yes.
bus
Oh,
terminal.
yeah.
or buy a
definitely.
bus terminal, or buy a trike stand where there's a lot of trike drivers because they got to
And of
eat
course,
too.
yeah, for food cart business that really applies. Of course, the location you choose depends on the nature of your business. Right now,
Yeah.
Baba, we're planning on franchising a tea house, and we're trying to put it on a lot of foot traffic. Like for example, most of the students buy tea here in the Philippines, so we're kind of gunning in towards putting it up in a school or a university, something like that.
What are you thinking about franchising?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about franchising?
Tea house. It's a famous
Milk
tea
tea.
house. Milk tea.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Here in the Philippines because we can always establish our own brands, but
But
maybe
it's,
we don't have a lot of fix the system, know how this kind of material works,
yeah,
finances.
it's quite
There's
hard.
a
You
lot of
still need
work,
to do market
marketing,
survey,
market survey,
everything.
everything like that. So we decided to franchise, and we're kind of cash to pay for the franchise. It's not a
Yeah.
joke,
And
especially if the name is established.
I know. I was looking into some franchises, and one which looks really good, but you got to give them like for the first 10 years. I think you have to give them 60% of your profit.
Oh,
60% of your profit.
that's
Yeah,
a lot. Most of the
yeah. It's like
franchise they require 10%, but you have to purchase another franchise after 5 years. Maybe that's what you're referring to.
might be. I don't know, but it was Minute Burger. Even though I don't like their food, but they seem to be really popular here.
Oh, why don't you go and franchise then?
It's like 3 million pesos. It's about $66,000, I think.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah.
How big is the store?
You never seen a Minute Burger? If you've been to one Minute Burger, you've been to them
Oh
all.
yeah, Minute Burger. That trailer costs 3 million. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like 1.5 to 3 million. I think I was reading. I'm not
Oh, that's a
sure.
lot. That's a
I'll
lot of
have, you
other
know what?
options.
I can Google it now while we're on and give you the
Maybe if
exact.
mm,
Yeah, but
maybe if we're
they're
not able to could have established your own brand already because you already have a little bit of a business background.
well,
That's my
evidently,
next project.
I think.
Establishing my own brand. Food.
Mm, a food. Wow.
Well,
Very good.
okay.
Possibility.
Actually, no. I take that. Total estimated investments 600,000 pesos. That's a franchise
Well,
package covers the initial investment for one store. This fee is
what
included.
kind of franchise?
What's that?
What kind of franchise?
What kind of food?
Minute Burger.
Oh, Minute
Ah,
Burger. 600,000. Is that all?
Yeah,
Everything?
but this is what it covers. It covers a franchise fee, refundable bond, reservation and site processing fee, store design and construction, store equipment and selling paraphernalia. Selling paraphernalia makes it sound like they sell weed. Use of Minute Burger name, logo, and trademark. Use of business system. Pre-opening assistance. Basic franchising crew training. Reservation and processing fees. Initial working capital and franchise fees. Initial franchise terms is 4 years. Other fees to be discussed. Royalty fees, marketing, and maintenance fund. Okay, but that's and they have asterisk. The franchise fee included in this package is good for 2 stores. It will apply to the second store that you open with us. Okay, so in other words,
Very
so I guess that would be 1.2 million pesos then, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Initial expense.
Yeah.
That's does that did sorry. Did you say that that doesn't include the rent, right? And also
Yeah.
the employees
It's only a
compensation.
franchise.
Well, it says store design and construction. So it almost sounds like they build it. I don't know.
Mm.
Of course, the way stuff's built here and the way it's built in the U.S. is
Uh-huh.
they're about I think about 80% of the population of the Philippines would be homeless if they went by U.S. building codes. To be honest,
So I'd be homeless.
no
Right?
offense. Well, no, I think you live in a decent house, but you see a lot of buildings in towns and in town and stuff like that they would never be allowed to build in the U.S.
Safety areas like fire exit, something like that.
Well, yeah, you have fire codes, you have
A lot of constructions don't
yeah, you have a
follow.
lot of building codes, and it depends on what state.
Not
Like
very safe.
California, because they have earthquakes, they have very strict building codes. In Florida, because of hurricanes, they have stricter building codes. So, but yeah. Anyway, that was a nice little side. Okay, so do we have any idea what we want to do for next week's show, or should we talk about it afterward?
We should. I guess we should talk about it afterwards because
Okay,
we invite.
okay, but yeah, that's a Minute Burger franchise package for you. 1.2 million pesos because you got to open 2 stores.
Crazy potato corner franchising next week. I'm gonna invite my friend who franchised the potato corner business.
Okay,
She can talk about us about the how to sustain
Yeah,
how
she
to
said return on investment
franchise,
is
how to
just 18 months.
return of investment is 18 months. But of course, with that 18 months, you should have uh, tawag dyan, allowance for lugi.
Pero galing. Pero mabilis.
Okay, Baba. I guess
Mahal
okay.
na
let's
sa
cover
Well,
all
well, thank you
of
very much for coming on, Zarrin. I really enjoyed listening to you and having you.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for just coming now.
That's okay. I know. Oh, how'd you do? Now, okay, I want to ask this before we sign off. How did you ever get interested in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and how did you do yesterday?
Oh, how did I get interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I was interested in the coach. No, just joking. I was because when I was in the gym, I was only doing functional training or like circuit training with Ken and Louis actually. And then I started trying Muay Thai. It's kind of kickboxing and
Yeah, I know
boxing.
what that is.
Yes, and then while I was doing Muay Thai, there was a jiu-jitsu class. And one of my friends invited me because she doesn't have a partner because she's the only lady. So I started trying it, and it's quite, I enjoyed it because it's a sport that you need strength and you need to use your mind as well for strategies. It's not something like you just, do techniques without thinking. So yeah, um, yesterday I wasn't able to compete.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
I was injured. I was injured a few days before. So the doctor um, advised me not to play. Sorry, not to compete anymore. Yeah, but I still watched, and our team is number one team.
Gano. I guess what definitely interested her is the challenge that she has to think about her strategies because that's the way she is. She wants to compete via intellectual, not just physical. Not physical. It's actually more intellectual than you think.
Mm.
And I think she also became interested with the coach. I guess. So that's a
That's a
giveaway.
secret. That's a secret.
Okay.
But that's a really interest actually.
Oh, he won gold yesterday, so
Oh, she. Umami na.
Cool.
That's the main interest, not the interest.
no, no, that's not true, Baba. No, I really like this.
Uh,
It will help you defend yourself from bigger people.
Yeah.
Somewhat like a self defense, especially when you're in the position that someone is going to attack you.
No, nothing says leave me alone like a big gun.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah,
anyway, again,
that's it.
I want to thank thank our listeners for tuning in, and I hope we can have you back on again. Uh, even it's for might even be another topic. Who knows?
Mhm. We I want to thank I want to thank everyone who is listening or who has listened to our show and until from the start until now. We're gonna have more interesting topics in the future and if you want to suggest or ask us like if can you have a like a engineer in this show, we can also try and to tackle on that topic. And I hope you have a good day ahead of you. And thank you for listening. Do you want to say anything, Maria? She's already falling asleep in my side. By my side. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you everyone for listening and have a great weekend. So if you have any topics that you want to cover, you can just post on our Facebook group. Anything under the sun, as long as you can talk about it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
again, please feel free to either post on our Facebook page or on the comments section of a video if there's a topic you'd like us to cover. We'd be happy to. We try to be very accommodating.
Yep. I would just like to thank you, the three of you, for inviting me to your show tonight. And thank you to all those who listen. Uh, Please continue to listen to their shows every Mondays, right? 10 p.m.
Thank you.
10 p.m.
Thank
Philippines
you.
time. Thank you. Have a great week, everybody. May the sun be shining wherever you may be.
Bye.
goodbye.